Cover up! Under leather! We gotta get this thing up!
A group of elite mercenaries, the Expendables, embark on a seemingly simple retrieval mission for the enigmatic Mr. Church. However, a ruthless terrorist named Vilain ambushes them, kills one of their own, and steals a dangerous amount of weapons-grade plutonium. Fueled by grief and a thirst for vengeance, Barney Ross and his crew unite with old allies and new faces, plunging into a high-stakes, explosive quest across Eastern Europe to stop Vilain from unleashing global devastation and to avenge their fallen comrade. Hey guys, today we are diving headfirst into the glorious, bombastic, utterly over-the-top world of the Expendables 2 act. Get ready for an absolute symphony of explosions, a ballet of bullets, and enough muscle-bound legends to make Mount Rushmore look like a gentle knoll. We're going to relive every bone-crunching punch, every witty one-liner, and every improbable escape that makes this sequel a true feast for action fans. If you like this sneak peek, hit the like button and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel and let me know you want more.
You missed! You're... Hit it! Dump this! Ow! We gotta get out of here! Oh, shots? Pinned down. Can you hold them off? Yeah, maybe. They got a tank. Come on, come on. One left. Boom time. Get in sight. You're not doing what I think you'll do. Come on, let's move. Move it, move it, move it. Plutonium on the plane. Let's go! Be back. You've been backing up. Money! Move! Get in! Shoot something! What are you doing here? Did. He does? You kill him.
Come.
Tastes good?
It's up. And your knife. What was his name?
Come on, Vilain. Come on, Vilain. Yes. That's it. Now on the count of 3.
Something's wrong. What? No, I can do it!
Now stay back!
Got it!
Are you You should be. I'm dying.
Don't talk, Billy.
The movie kicks off, as any self-respecting action flick should, with an immediate bang. We're deep in Nepal, a cacophony of gunfire, roaring engines, and a truly impressive amount of destruction already underway. The Expendables, led by the gruff but surprisingly sentimental Barney Ross, played by Sylvester Stallone, are doing what they do best, causing absolute mayhem in the name of a good cause. Their target? A heavily fortified compound where some poor soul is being held hostage. The camera gives us a quick, almost loving pan over the team. There's Lee Christmas, Jason Statham himself, a whirlwind of knives and sardonic wit. We hear the familiar shing of blades cutting through the air, followed by satisfying thuds as bodies drop. Gunnar Jensen, Dolph Lundgren, looking perpetually delighted by the carnage, lets out a guttural roar as he unloads a heavy machine gun, the ground vibrating with each burst. The explosions are practically a character unto themselves, a deep, resonating woof that shakes the screen as walls crumble and vehicles erupt into fireballs. Toll Road, played by Randy Couture, is there, applying his signature blend of brute force and tactical know-how, while Hail Caesar, Terry Crews, wields his massive custom-built shotgun, the AA-12, which spits out rounds like a fire-breathing dragon. The sounds of spent casings hitting the ground create a metallic rain. They're breaching, clearing rooms, the air thick with the smell of gunpowder and the shouts of combat. It's a chaotic symphony of violence, expertly choreographed to make every punch feel weighty, every gunshot echo with deadly intent. Inside, the team quickly finds their hostage, the legendary Trench, played by none other than Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's tied up, but looking surprisingly spry for a man of his experience. The banter starts immediately, a glorious exchange of one-liners that feels like a family reunion, where everyone communicates through explosions and thinly veiled threats. Trench, ever the pragmatist, observes, "You're late." And Barney, never one to be outdone, retorts, "We're not late, we're just fashionably late." Oh, the charm, the sheer, unadulterated, cheesy charm of it all. As if rescuing a guy from a literal war zone gives you permission to make bad jokes. It absolutely does, apparently. The escape, naturally, is just as spectacular. They're running, dodging bullets, driving a massive armored vehicle through walls, leaving a trail of destruction that would make a construction crew weep. Christmas, being Christmas, jumps onto a motorcycle, weaving through enemy fire like a deadly hummingbird. He's all precision and speed, the bike's engine overrooming. As he swerves, his knives finding targets with almost surgical grace. Meanwhile, Barney and Trench are having a lovely time in the armored car, machine guns blazing, the glass of their windows somehow resisting all incoming fire. It's truly a marvel of cinematic engineering. The grand finale of this opening sequence involves a precarious plane-to-plane transfer mid-air. It's ludicrous, impossible, and absolutely fantastic. Yin-yang, Jet Li, makes an appearance, flying a helicopter, though he's quickly relegated to assisting with the transfer rather than getting into a prolonged martial arts ballet. He does have a great little scene where he disarms someone with a frying pan, which is just peak action hero efficiency. There's a moment where Barney and Trench are dangling, gravity doing its best to claim them, and the tension is palpable. Even though, deep down these guys are unkillable, they manage to get everyone on board their massive cargo plane, leaving Nepal in a smoking, glorious mess. Back on solid ground, or rather, back to their sprawling, custom-built mercenary compound, because, of course, they have one, the mood shifts slightly. There's a new member of the team, Billy the Kid, played by Liam Hemsworth, a sharpshooter with a conscience, who tells Barney he wants to leave the mercenary life and settle down with his girlfriend. There's a quiet moment, a fleeting glimpse, of vulnerability among the bulletproof exterior, as Barney gives him a knowing, almost fatherly nod. It's a rare moment of introspection, quickly interrupted by a phone call that means more trouble. That trouble comes in the form of Mr. Church, Bruce Willis, who still looks like he's about to ask if anyone has seen his car keys. Church has a new mission for Barney and his crew, a non-negotiable one. He needs them to retrieve a package from a downed plane in Albania, a package so important it has global consequences written all over it. As leverage, he brings in a new face, Maggie Chan, played by Yu Nan, a highly skilled technical expert, who, let's be honest, is probably just there to stop these guys from blowing up the wrong continent. The tension between Barney and Maggie is immediate, a classic action movie setup of two strong personalities clashing. Barney, in his infinite wisdom, also has to leave Yin Yang behind to escort Trench, who has other plans. Yeah, right. He probably just wanted to get some early bird specials. So, the Expendables, minus Yin Yang but plus Maggie, head off to Albania. The landscape is desolate, foreboding, a perfect backdrop for nefarious deeds. They locate the downed Soviet-era plane, a relic of a bygone era, now a symbol of forgotten secrets. The interior is dark, dusty, and eerie. The air is thick with anticipation. Maggie, with her tech skills, quickly zeroes in on the package, a small, unassuming safe containing a computer drive. It's almost too easy, which, in the world of action, movies, is always a giant red flag waving in your face. Hello, impending doom! You've arrived right on schedule, and doom it does. As they retrieve the drive, the entire operation goes sideways. They're ambushed, not by some random thugs, but by a highly organized, heavily armed group led by a man named Vilain, played with magnificent menace by Jean-Claude Van Damme. The crack of sniper fire echoes through the skeletal fuselage of the plane. This isn't just a firefight, it's an execution. Vilain, a true psychopath, makes a point of proving his ruthlessness. He takes Billy hostage. Barney, ever the protector, tries to negotiate, but Vilain isn't interested in talking. He has a message to send, and that message is delivered through a bullet. We hear the sickening thwack as Billy is shot through the chest, a brutal sudden death that leaves the team stunned and heartbroken. It's a gut punch, not just for the characters, but for the audience. Poor Billy, he just wanted to retire. Who knew being an expendable came with such terrible retirement plans? Vilain, a man clearly unburdened by empathy, leaves a knife in Billy's chest, a final insult, and then his crew vanishes with the stolen computer drive. The silence that follows the ambush is deafening, a stark contrast to the earlier explosion of violence. Barney gently removes the knife, finding a small, coded message on it. His face, usually a mask of stoicism, is etched with raw grief and a chilling resolve. The team, wounded and enraged, vows revenge. This isn't just a mission anymore, it's personal. And that, my friends, is when you know the villains have truly screwed up. You do not, I repeat, do not mess with Barney Ross's crew. They take getting even to a whole new explosive level. The journey for vengeance begins. Maggie reveals the contents of the stolen drive. A map to 5 tons of weapons-grade plutonium hidden in an old Soviet mine. Vilain plans to sell it, and the potential for global catastrophe is immense. Barney's mission now has 2 prongs: stop Vilain and avenge Billy. The team, still reeling from the loss, is more united than ever. We see them traveling, the landscape still harsh and unforgiving, mirroring their internal states. The dialogue is sparser now, punctuated by the growls of engines and the occasional weary sigh. There's a grim determination in their eyes. This isn't just about saving the world, it's about honoring a fallen brother. It's like a really dangerous road trip, but instead of sing-alongs, they're probably just plotting how many ways they can dismember their enemies. Their pursuit takes them to a desolate, war-torn village, a ghost town scarred by conflict. It's here they get their first real lead on Vilain's operations. The village is being used by Vilain's men, who are forcing the locals into slave labor, extracting the deadly plutonium from the derelict mine. The discovery ignites a fresh wave of fury in Barney and his crew. They're not just mercenaries, they're the good bad guys, and exploiting innocent people is a line they won't tolerate. The sounds of distant picks and shovels, the low murmurs of forced labor, create a palpable sense of injustice. As they scout the area, setting up their sniper positions and planning their approach, they suddenly find themselves in another skirmish. Vilain's goons appear, well-armed and numerous. The crack, crack, crack of gunfire erupts again, the dust kicking up around their feet. Just when it looks like they might be overwhelmed, a lone figure appears from the shadows, dispatching the enemy with shocking efficiency. It's a blur of movement, a few swift, silent takedowns, and suddenly the immediate threat is gone. This mysterious savior is Booker, played by Chuck Norris, the legendary lone wolf. He's a man of few words but devastating actions. His entrance is nothing short of iconic, a quiet, almost spiritual appearance that instantly tips the scales. He's like a desert mirage that happens to be an expert in martial arts and firearms. Barney, ever the sarcastic one, quipped something about hearing he was bitten by a cobra, and after 5 days of excruciating pain, the cobra died. Booker just gives a wry, knowing smile. The air around him practically hums with understated power. He tells Barney he's just cleaning up, a simple phrase that carries immense weight given the piles of bad guys now lying unconscious, or worse. He gives them a subtle nod of approval, a silent acknowledgement of their shared purpose, before melting back into the landscape as mysteriously as he appeared. He's like the ultimate guest star, drops in, saves the day, and then leaves before you can ask for an autograph. Refreshed by Booker's assistance and fueled by the horrifying discovery of the forced labor, the Expendables prepare for their next move, infiltrating the mine. Maggie, with her technological prowess, provides crucial intel on the mine's layout and the security measures. The team moves in under the cover of darkness, the only sounds being the soft crunch of their boots on gravel and the distant rhythmic clang of the mine machinery. The air is cold, industrial, carrying the faint metallic scent of ore and a disturbing hint of something more dangerous. The infiltration is a masterclass in controlled chaos. Toll road sets charges with quiet precision, the small click of the detonator, a harbinger of the larger boom to come. Gunner, ever the enthusiast, practically vibrates with anticipation, his eyes gleaming in the dim light. They use stealth initially, moving through tight corridors, the tension building with every creak of metal, every drip of water echoing in the cavernous space. The claustrophobia is almost palpable, a stark contrast to the wide-open battlefields they usually inhabit. Then the first explosion. Not a massive one, but a strategic breach, a sharp crump that signals the end of subtlety. From that point on, it's a full-on assault. The Expendables unleash their signature brand of destruction within the confines of the mine. Gunner, with a gleeful shout, opens fire with his heavy weapon, the muzzle flash momentarily illuminating the dark tunnels. The ricochet of bullets off rock and metal creates a brutal symphony. Hail Caesar lays down suppressing fire with his AA-12. The ka-chunk of the pump action and the explosive impact of the rounds on enemy combatants. The rescue of the villagers is intertwined with the fight. The team systematically clears paths, shouting instructions, guiding the terrified civilians to safety. The cries of the freed prisoners, a mix of fear and desperate hope, add a layer of emotional urgency to the relentless action. Barney and Christmas move like seasoned predators, clearing corridors with brutal efficiency. Christmas's knives are a blur, finding weak points with silent precision. Barney's pistol cracks, each shot deliberate and deadly. The sounds are a mix of human struggle, grunts, shouts, the desperate scramble of feet, and mechanical warfare. Maggie, despite not being a frontline fighter, proves invaluable. She's hacking systems, disabling traps, and rerouting their escape path, her fingers flying across a tablet with focused intensity. She's the silent orchestrator, ensuring their brute force is directed effectively. One of the more harrowing moments involves them navigating through an area filled with unstable support beams, the creaking wood and shifting earth threatening to collapse the entire operation. It adds another layer of physical danger beyond just bullets. They finally make their way out of the mine, leading the freed villagers, leaving a trail of collapsed tunnels and vanquished enemies behind. The explosions echo behind them, signaling the destruction of Vilain's plutonium operation, at least in this location. They've saved the people, they've destroyed the source, but Vilain himself has escaped, undoubtedly with some plutonium, and the score remains unsettled. The wind whips around them as they emerge, a stark contrast to the stifling air of the mine, carrying with it the lingering scent of smoke and liberation. This whole situation just screams, why couldn't Vilain just stick to selling knockoff purses like a normal bad guy? Vilain, of course, is a step ahead. He's making his move to transport the remaining plutonium, planning a grand exit that would enable him to deliver his deadly cargo. The Expendables, having gathered intel from the mine, are hot on his heels. They realize his target, an abandoned airport, a desolate concrete expanse that will serve as the perfect stage for the movie's explosive climax. The stakes are raised even higher. Vilain has a significant army, and this isn't going to be a small skirmish. This is going to be war. The sound of their vehicles racing across the uneven terrain, engines roaring, sets the tone for the impending showdown. As the Expendables arrive at the airport, they're met with a sight that even these hardened mercenaries find daunting. A vast, heavily fortified area teeming with Vilain's forces, complete with armored vehicles, heavy machine gun emplacements, and seemingly endless waves of foot soldiers. The scale of the enemy presence is immense, the air thick with tension, the distant rumble of Vilain's cargo plane preparing for departure. Barney, ever the tactical genius, knows they're outnumbered. He squints, observing the layout, the wheels turning in his head. This is when the cavalry, in the form of Mr. Church and Trench, makes its grand, spectacular entrance. From the distance, a massive armored vehicle, driven by Church, barrels towards the airport, crunching through smaller obstacles with ease. Close behind is Trench in a tank. Yes, a tank. Its treads clanking. Loudly, the heavy cannon turning menacingly. The sight is glorious, a literal convergence of all the action heroes we've ever wanted to see fight together. Church yells, "I told you I'd be back!" A line that practically requires a mic drop and an explosion for punctuation. Trench, equally jovial, adds, "Now the party can begin." The sheer, joyful absurdity of it all is contagious. It's like watching your cool uncles finally show up to a family barbecue, except they're armed to the teeth and ready to start a small war. The final airport battle is, without exaggeration, an absolute symphony of destruction. It's a continuous, exhilarating sequence of non-stop action, a glorious tribute to old-school carnage. The sound design alone is a character, the constant rat-tat-tat of machine gun fire, the deeper boom of grenades and RPGs, the metallic screech of vehicles colliding, and the desperate shouts of combatants. Barney, Church, and Trench, leading their combined forces, launch a multi-front assault. The Expendables cargo plane, now expertly piloted, provides air support, strafing enemy positions. Christmas is a blur of motion, leaping from cover to cover, his knives finding their mark with an almost poetic grace. He's engaged in a particularly brutal hand-to-hand fight with Hector, Vilain's right-hand man, played by the incredibly agile Scott Adkins. The smack of a fist, the whiz of a spinning kick, the thud of a body hitting the ground. It's a beautifully choreographed martial arts spectacle within the larger firefight. Adkins is a phenomenal fighter, matching Statham's intensity blow for blow, making their clash one of the highlights of the entire movie. You can almost feel the air displacement from their rapid movements. Gunner, fueled by a mixture of adrenaline and pure, unadulterated madness, unleashes a torrent of bullets, laughing maniacally as enemy soldiers scatter. Toll Road is systematically blowing up key enemy positions, the explosions crumping and sending debris flying, creating new paths and strategic advantages. Hail Caesar is a walking fortress, his shotgun roaring, tearing through cover and combatants alike. The ground literally trembles under the weight of the sustained assault. But Vilain is no pushover. He's a formidable opponent, leading his Sangs with ruthless efficiency, their numbers seemingly endless. They're returning fire with ferocity, turning parts of the airport into an inferno. The atmosphere is thick with smoke, the air tasting of burnt fuel and metal. Just as the heroes seem to be bogged down in steps Booker again, the lone wolf, making his second and even more impactful entrance. He appears from nowhere, effortlessly taking down a group of Vilain's elite guards with a series of lightning-fast moves and precisely aimed shots. His presence is a morale boost, a signal that destiny is on the side of the good, bad guys. He moves like a silent storm, leaving a trail of chaos in his wake. The ultimate confrontation is between Barney Ross and Vilain. It's a mano-a-mano showdown, a clash of titans with decades of on-screen experience between them. The fight is brutal, raw, and personal. The sounds are heavy, visceral, the crunch of a fist connecting, the strained grunts of effort, the sharp smack of a kick. They exchange blows with ferocity, each trying to overpower the other, their faces grim with determination and hate. Vilain, with his martial arts background, is fast and precise. But Barney, fueled by grief for Billy, fights with a primal fury. The tension is immense, the outcome uncertain until the very last decisive blow. Barney finally gains the upper hand, delivering a series of devastating punches that leave Vilain reeling. He ends Vilain with a symbolic and satisfying move, impaling him with the very knife Vilain had used to kill Billy. A full circle moment of poetic justice. Meanwhile, the plutonium-laden plane is attempting to take off. Maggie, working furiously on her tech, manages to destabilize its systems. The plane struggles, its engines sputtering, threatening to crash and spread its deadly cargo. The team, having dispatched most of Vilain's ground forces, focuses their remaining firepower on the runaway plane. With a final massive kaboom, the plane explodes, a fiery testament to their victory, its deadly contents contained in the inferno. The whoosh of the explosion is so intense, you can almost feel the heat radiating from the screen. In the immediate aftermath, the airport is a smoking, shattered mess, littered with the wreckage of vehicles and the bodies of Vilain's men. The silence after the final explosion is profound, broken only by the crackle of burning debris and the ragged breaths of the surviving heroes. The victory is hard won, tinged with the sadness of Billy's loss. Barney takes a moment, a rare flash of emotion crossing his weathered face, as he looks at the destroyed airport, a monument to their vengeance. It's a somber triumph, a reminder of the brutal cost of their profession. The surviving Expendables gather, exhausted but triumphant. Church, ever the pragmatist, surveys the damage. He approaches Barney, a flicker of grudging respect in his eyes, and offers a new plane, a faster one as a gesture of something akin to friendship. It's a moment of quiet camaraderie, a silent acknowledgement of their shared history and unlikely bond. The camaraderie among these grizzled warriors is truly something special, a testament to the idea that even in a world of explosions and flying bullets, loyalty still means something. They are, after all, a family, albeit one that expresses its affection through synchronized demolition. The film concludes with the Expendables, including Maggie, now fully integrated into the team, flying off in their shiny new plane, leaving the ruined airport behind. The sun sets, casting long shadows. As their plane soars into the distance, a symbol of their enduring spirit and their readiness for the next adventure. The credits roll, leaving us with the lingering echoes of gunfire, explosions, and the promise that these legends will be back for more. It's a classic action movie ending. The heroes ride off into the sunset, leaving a trail of destruction and justice in their wake, probably already planning their next mission over a plate of very large steaks. And you know what? We wouldn't have it any other way. This movie, for all its pyrotechnics and machismo, actually touches on deeper themes of loyalty, brotherhood, and the profound cost of violence. While the surface is all spectacle and explosions, beneath it lies a story about a family avenging one of their own, finding purpose in their dangerous lives, and the unwavering commitment to those they call kin. It reminds us that even heroes who seem invincible carry scars, both visible and invisible, and that true strength often comes from the bonds we forge through shared trials. It's a testament to the enduring power of classic action storytelling, delivered with heart and a whole lot of firepower. The Expendables 2 is pure, unadulterated popcorn entertainment that doesn't take itself too seriously but delivers on every promise. It's a nostalgic trip for action fans, a glorious reunion of legends, and a masterclass in how to craft an action sequence that feels both epic and intimately personal. What was your favorite team-up moment in the movie? Let me know in the comments below.